Hi everyone. Today we are going to talk about the 5-step invitation process. And you can see here I'm in my Mom's Coach online office. I want to show you where to get the information on the Coach online office. So if you're here, you're going to go to Sales and Marketing. You're going to go to Business Tools. And when you scroll down, you're going to find it. 5-step invitation process. Here's what's really cool. Since I've had to record this because they've redone this whole 5-step invitation process, even adding on a coach 5-step invitation process, but that's for another day. So let's go to that. And I'm not going to go over all of this in detail with you because guess what? You know how to read. And really, my only point in doing this whole webinar for you guys is to give you tips and tricks that were given to me so that you can use. And guess what, guys? The 5-step invitation process, I learned too little, too late, and messed up royally. First off, I thought to myself, because I had so many people signing up for my challenge groups, that I was excellent at the invitation process. Little did I know that I was costing myself sales as well as watering down my challenge groups by missing vital steps. So, this 5-step invitation process, I would like you guys to write down something in your notebooks. It's not a suggestion. BeachBody has put together this 5-step invitation process for a reason. And they give you those 5 reasons here at the beginning. But I'm going to tell you from my mistakes what happened to me. I didn't use the 5-step invitation process, and so I missed out on number 5, which is duplication. And what ended up happening was I was inviting people, but I couldn't teach my new coaches the correct way to invite people. And so they didn't have all the knowledge I had. They thought it was a complicated thing and they would get discouraged and quit coaching. So really, I want to stress to you once again that it's really not a suggestion. Beachbody is a multi-million-dollar company and they didn't get that way by making this stuff up. This is a tried and tested method and I can assure you that it works. So please get comfortable with it. So the next little tip or trick that I'm going to give you, because like I said, you can read this through all on your own, is one thing is steps 1 through 3, you do minimal talking. Really, seriously. And I'm going to give you guys a cold, hard fact. You need to do as little talking as possible because people don't give a monkey's butt what Beachbody did for you. They only care what Beachbody can do for them. So you think about it, if they've approached you because they see in you something they can relate to. And unfortunately, I have a lot of people that say to me, "Oh, I could never do what you do." And I lose out on a sale because they look at me and they see Wonder Woman. Then there's a coach that's lost like 100 pounds. And guess what? They make sales left and right. Why? Because people realize that what Beachbody did for them, it could do, did for the coach, it could do for them. So when you put out the invite, do not word vomit on people. It's seriously just an invite. Look here. Hi, I'm looking for 5 new people who want to get started losing weight over the next 21 days. I was wondering if you know anyone that might be interested. Why is that a great question? Because if they're interested, they'll respond. But if they're not, they'll say, "Oh, you know what? I have a friend." Boom. So you don't overwhelm them. You ask if they want to hear more. You don't send a second message till they say yes. I know that's hard, but just don't. Okay? Now, bridge 1 to step 2. They might ask about price. They might say they're interested and want more information. Here's what's in common between these 2 invites. Notice this. How about I ask you a few questions? Let me ask you a few questions. Did you notice that on both the top, see where my pointer is, and the bottom? Okay. Notice this on the tips on the right. Never skip the bridge. It sets up step 2 and prepares your prospect for the questions you're going to ask. Okay. And then step 2, the interview. Now, once again, these are sample questions. This is the bomb. They didn't have this when I first started coaching. Guys, print this out. Seriously. Use these questions because these are questions that I use as a personal trainer when I'm interviewing people to see if they want to do a program. So, obviously, these are professional questions. And also, too, you got to kind of play a little bit of detective. So people will say things to you like, oh, yes, I'd like to lose weight. Well, how much weight would you like to lose? Well, if they say 10 pounds, that's one thing. If they say, oh, I need to lose over 100 pounds, that's another. So you really need to get specific with them. And what time frame would you like to lose this weight? I always dread when Biggest Loser comes out because I'll have people say to me, oh, I need to lose 30 pounds by a wedding. When's the wedding? In 2 months. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So really, you want to make sure that these people are giving you concrete answers. Never, ever, ever, ever rush step 2. Okay. Now, once again, you're going to notice something about step 3, and they give you the bridge. This is really great. Okay. But step 3 is sending them a video. Do you notice a common theme here in steps 1, 2, and 3? Yeah, you're not talking. You're asking questions, and you're letting the people talk, and you're letting, in step 3, the video talk. Why is this important? Because, like I said, when you get coaches on your team, they can duplicate this. If they're a mouse on the wall or as somebody who's never done sales before or anything like this, they can do this. They can send a video. Now, here's something really super important that I want you guys to look here. See on the tips? Schedule the watch and follow up as soon as possible, ideally within 24 hours. Notice this question here on the bottom. What time in the next 24 hours are you available so I can follow up and see what you thought? Guys, this is called being a professional. I screwed this up so much in the beginning. I didn't set definite times when I would follow up, and then guess what? People wouldn't get back to me right away, and then I'd get scared to call them back. And when I did call them back, it was awkward. So you have to show them you're a professional. Read that book, Go Pro, by the way. Show them you're a professional and schedule a follow-up time. Make them respect your time. Step 3, send video. Okay, I will go over how to do that in the next video, but you can read this. Okay, notice this, never argue facts. Share the videos from the Coach Online office. Always repeat back the time they committed to watching the video and the follow-up time to set expectations. Guys, these tips are huge. Really read this through. Finally, in step 4, you get to do a little more talking. You're following up and you're confirming the interest, okay? And here, once again, you're still asking questions. But the last question, so does this look like something you're willing to invest in? When they answer yes, this is when you get to set the expectations. And this is what I want to stress to you all. For months, I watered down step 4 because I was afraid of losing the sale, or I was afraid to not have enough people in my challenge group. But I have learned that it is better to have one challenger on fire and coach material than to have 10 people who have no idea what's expected of them. This is part where you make sure they understand the monthly Shakeology HD investment. This is the part where you explain to them about the club membership, and you can send them, if you like, a email so that they'll know when to, if they want to cancel it, to send it in, or if they want to keep the club membership, how it'll give them 10% off Shakeology. Okay? This is when you explain to them that even though the challenge may only run for 21 days or 30 days, that 60 to 90 days is the full time when they'll really see the difference in their lives. So, make sure you never ever water down step 4, because this is how you are going to get really awesome challengers. In step 5, I cannot begin to tell you how many times my fellow coaches, this is the one step I actually knew how to do. I messed up on steps 1 through 4 all the time, but step 5, I always help them enroll. Always, because I combine high tech with high class. Think about it, guys. If they're not going over how to enroll with you, next time the 2 a.m. Sean T. Focus T25 infomercial comes on, and they think about all those conversations they had with you, and they're like, you know what? They're exhausted from work and they've had a couple beers and they're feeling really guilty about themselves. They're going to get their butts on the phone and they're going to order through BeachBody. And guess what? There's a BeachBody rep on the other end of the line taking down all their information and enrolling for them. And you just lost the commissions. So always talk your people through signing up. Make sure that you give them the customer service that they could get through BeachBody with a payment plan, by the way. So you make yourself as a coach invaluable. These are my tips and pointers on steps 1 through 5. Please make sure, if you have not already, that you go down into downloadable materials and that you print out this 5-step invitation process. I also recommend that you print out how to overcome objections, because we're going to go over that later on as well. And make sure that you keep this out and you go through this 5-step invitation process again and again and again and again until it becomes second nature to you. And make sure you teach your fellow coaches how to duplicate. Thanks, guys, and have an awesome weekend.